Hello and welcome to the weekly Asylum and Immigration Reform Recap, where I share with you 5 recent stories of interest for asylum seekers and those wanting to stay up to date on immigration news. This week, we're discussing
immigrants now exceed 20% of the population in 4 U.S. states. The Texas Military Department is building a new base to combat border crossings. Hispanics find the Democratic Party aligns with their values, but aren't thrilled with Biden. Trump falsely claims Biden's immigration policies threaten Social Security. A report says immigration reform is essential to address caregiver shortages.
I'm Brian Manning, and I used to be an asylum officer with the government, but now, as an asylum lawyer, I help immigrants all over the country to secure their future in America through asylum. All right, let's get to the news. First up,
immigrants now constitute over 20% of the populace in California, New Jersey, New York, and Florida. Despite shifts over a decade, the leading states for immigrant habitation, California, Texas, and Florida, remain consistent, painting a picture of stability amid growth. California, with its 26.5% immigrant population, epitomizes this trend, joined by noteworthy increments in Florida and Texas, each welcoming over 850,000 foreign-born individuals. Conversely, New Mexico stands out for its declining immigrant population. Harris County in Texas, Miami-Dade in Florida, and King County in Washington highlight local epicenters of influx. The educational attainments of these communities, often exceeding native benchmarks, alongside robust employment figures, particularly in sectors requiring high levels of expertise, reflect the substantial contributions immigrants make to the American economy and cultural landscape.
And up next for update number 2.
The Texas Military Department is constructing a formidable forward operating base near Eagle Pass, aimed at accommodating up to 1,800 National Guard members. This expansion is part of Operation Lone Star, a multi-billion-dollar initiative spearheaded by Governor Greg Abbott to clamp down on unauthorized migration and cartel activity along the Texas-Mexico border. Recent satellite images show extensive land clearance and ongoing heavy construction at the site, which could cost Texas taxpayers up to $400 million by 2026. The expansive base, designed to surge capacity to 2,300 troops, includes an armory, among other facilities. However, despite its significant financial and environmental impact, there's no clear evidence that Operation Lone Star has reduced migration. Instead, it has been linked to human rights violations and incidents leading to injuries and fatalities, which has escalated local discontent toward the initiative.
All right, it's time for our third immigration update.
Latino Americans are shaking up the political landscape yet again. According to a recent poll, neither President Joe Biden nor former President Donald Trump is winning hearts among Latino voters, but it's the Democratic Party that seems to resonate more with their values. This crucial demographic finds itself at a crossroads, with Trump edging out Biden on the economy, crime, and immigration, but Biden taking the lead on abortion rights. Yet, when it comes to feeling represented, it's the Democratic Party that Latinos feel has their back, significantly more than the Republican Party. Young Latinos, however, are casting a shadow on the American dream, feeling less optimistic about the future than their older counterparts. With the economy and inflation topping their list of worries, Latinos stand divided on key issues, showing a clear preference for the Democratic Party over Biden himself.
By the way, if you want to stay updated on asylum and immigration reform news, then be sure to press the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you don't miss the next video. Okay, moving on, we're ready for update number 4.
Former President Donald Trump has unleashed a provocative claim in a fundraising email, asserting that President Joe Biden's immigration policies are a direct threat to America's seniors by endangering Social Security. According to Trump, an alleged Democratic push for so-called mass amnesty could devastate the financial stability of the Social Security system on which many elderly Americans rely. However, as critics have pointed out, these statements collide with the reality that undocumented immigrants are in fact ineligible for Social Security benefits, despite contributing significantly to the fund via payroll taxes. This means that undocumented immigrants pay into the system without receiving any benefit from it, effectively subsidizing senior American citizens. Despite his rhetoric, Trump's presidency saw attempts to reduce Social Security disability benefits, marking a significant shift from traditional Republican positions.
And finally, our 5th immigration update for this week.
As America grapples with an unprecedented caregiver shortage, the spotlight turns to immigration reform as a crucial lifeline. Experts from the Brookings Institution warn that without intervention, the U.S. faces not only soaring caregiving costs, but also a dip in care quality and increased strain on informal caregivers. By 2030, with 73 million baby boomers aging into retirement, the demand for caregivers will skyrocket, making immigrant workers essential to filling these roles. Advocates say that legislative measures like the Healthcare Workforce Resilience Act and the Citizenship for Essential Workers Act are now critical, proposing to recapture unused green cards for healthcare workers and offer permanent residency to those who served during the COVID crisis. This push for reform represents a pivotal move to secure quality, long-term care for the nation's seniors in an industry where many Americans are reluctant to work.
And that concludes this week's immigration news. If you want to win asylum in the United States, then you should call my office today. We help people all over the country, so it doesn't matter where you are. Call us now to schedule an asylum strategy session so that we can assist you in securing your future in America through asylum. Again, I'm Brian Manning, and it's an honor to serve you in your immigration journey.